Welcome back to the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. We're going to discuss seeds and seed saving. If you want to find out any of those coupon codes or find out more information about those companies that support the program to allow it to be heard on your radio station each week, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com underneath the Season 9 tab at the top of the page. Oftentimes we save seeds, Holly, because there's a specific variety we want or we just want to save money. There's also seeds that are just better off buying new each year because of the variations and the the cross-pollination concerns.
Right. So we're gonna talk about that. The first step is making a plan to save the seeds, which seems kind of maybe silly, but you
have labels.
Have a plan. Like, I know I want to save seeds from these plants specifically for sure, and if I save more seeds, that's okay too. But the second you're like, I'll just get to it when I get to it,
ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. So you want to make sure you are selecting healthy plants that are true to the variety that you want to save. So with that being said, if it's a hybrid plant, you're not going to get whatever that hybrid is.
It's still going to be a tomato, but it's not going to have the same traits of, Now, organic or heirloom, yes, those are going to be the same traits in which it's a yellow tomato, it's a brandywine.
So you might have to do some research because you may have planted something you're not sure if it's a hybrid or not. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure you're harvesting the seeds at the right time. So from the fully mature plant, fruit, whatever, but not rotten. So not past expiration, maturity. There we go. So make sure that it is at the full ripeness, but not on its way to going downhill.
Like zucchini, you want to harvest some zucchini, and you've only got one type of zucchini, one squash in the whole garden. You don't have butternut squash or pumpkin, which those can cross-pollinate. You want to leave one plant alone and let it get as big as possible. Green beans, if you want to save green bean seeds, you allow a half a row of beans to go completely past the time of harvest, let them dry in the shell, and then harvest them. Peas the same way. Cucumbers, you want to avoid cucumbers basically unless you have one variety because they will cross very, very well, very prominent. Sweet corn, same thing. It will cross-pollinate because pollination for sweet corn, what is it, 5 miles it can travel in the air, something like that?
Yeah.
And you got the GMO issues of the big ag and all that. So,
all right, so we've got that figured out. Then you want to extract the seeds and dry them. So wet seeded vegetables, this includes things that have like a pulp or a gelatinous. That's like tomatoes, not peppers necessarily, but they're in like the, what's it called? The spine. No, not the spine. The inside, whatever it's called.
The webbing.
The webbing of the peppers, cucumbers, squash, melons. You have to get out of the pulp or out of the fruit vegetable somehow, and then you have to allow them to dry, and then tomatoes do take some fermentation process.
So, and then again, as I stated off, you're going to need to label. All tomato seeds look the same when they're on plates, and you're letting them dry. And when you're drying them, don't put them on a paper plate. Put them on a ceramic plate because the paper will stick to the seed. Yeah,
and even like melons and squash can look very similar.
Well, and all brassicas look the same.
Yeah.
Well, and there's the other thing. Some of these plants, like pumpkins or zucchini or tomatoes or peppers, can be saved this year. Other plants, if you want to save seed and you know it's a true seed, broccoli, cauliflower, leeks, onions, carrots are all biannuals, and there's other ones in that category where you've got to let the plant completely grow this year, die back, and then let it regrow next year, and that's when the seed pods will begin to develop. Radishes are simple, very quick plant to grow in the fall or spring in all areas, and if you allow them to go to seed, that green pod, which contains the seeds in the green form, you can harvest and eat just like you would a radish, add it to stir fries. Once you allow that pod to dry, that's going to contain 4 to 9 seeds, and if not managed, it will drop and you will have a whole mess of radish seeds coming up. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the spacing is an issue. Parsnips, second year on the parsnips. If you let that go to seed, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of little parsnips coming up all over the place. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. Spacing is an issue. Beets is a second-year crop. Swiss chard is a second-year crop. So knowing when the seeds will actually develop, that is part of the process of the planning. If you're new to seed saving or want to be simplistic on it, simply work on those seeds that you know are producing now. And tomatoes and green beans are some of the easiest ones in which you can save. Like you said, the tomatoes, there's a little fermentation process you need to go through. But peppers, watermelon, you pop them open, you let them dry, boom, you got the seeds. Pumpkins, the same thing.
Well, there you go. So the drying process is something that's important, and you want to, again, make sure they're labeled. And then when you store them, you want to use airtight containers. You can use glass jars, plastic bags, whatever you may have. You just want to make sure that it keeps the moisture away, because the moisture is not good.
Some people will keep these in the crisper of their fridge, others just a cool, dry place. You don't want these seeds to necessarily freeze. Now, here's the other thing. If you did nothing to these seeds and the tomato fell from the vine and hit the ground and splattered, it's outside all winter long, whether it's 40 degrees or negative 40 degrees. It's going to germinate next year if the conditions are correct. But for us and our seeds, we want to try to coddle them a little bit, I guess, baby them, protect them.
One thing people do now is they get those desiccant packets, those little moisture removal, the silica gel, and they put those in with their seeds. And you might think that's excessive, but if you live in a high humidity area, or you know that maybe the temperature, humidity ranges wherever you're saving your seeds, it's not a bad idea, especially if they could be compromised at some point.
Longevity.
Yeah, longevity.
Leeks, onions, Swiss chard, beets, you're looking 1 to 2 years. Green beans, you're looking 4 to 5 years. This is if conditions are perfect. Tomatoes, you can get 9 years out of them if the conditions are perfect. It is recommended many times that cucumbers and eggplants and leeks and onions and parsnips, you get new seeds every year, because the seed will diminish in viability from year to year so greatly that your crops there won't be much germination. Now, this is just a reference. There's dozens of charts online. But do your research, figure out what seeds you want to save, and or what seeds are the most expensive to buy. Okay, X plant is the most expensive to buy. Is it possible that I can save the ones that I have growing and cut out that whole having to buy new seeds for that particular variety next year? Or the limitations or the rareness of this variety, it's hard to get a hold of it. And when I do get a hold of them, it is so much exponentially higher than the others in the same category, tomato or pepper or eggplant. Can I save the seeds? Because at some point you're going to run out of the seeds in which you purchased for your current situation.
Right. So another positive to saving seeds is you are saving something that will become acclimated to your little backyard ecosystem. So the more you save it, the more it becomes kind of tailor-made to where you live. This could also be a fun way to pass on to other generations. I've been growing this type of tomatoes since blah, 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 and I got the seeds from your great-grandparents or whoever it may be, and passing that on. So that's another fun reason to save seeds, aside from saving money, saving whatever.
The heritage, the family heirloom, the memories.
Right, and it could be something where
very few, if anybody else, has that particular variety. And that's where some of these rarity seeds come from old shadow boxes, or a family that is in the mountains that is a Native American heritage family, generations that they've only had this, and nobody knew they had it until the white man came and said, "Oh, what's this?" And they're like, "Oh, we've been growing this since 1623." And it's like something unique, and it revolutionizes the...
So it's not just for, the purpose of saving seeds. Sometimes it's to pass something on.
Well, Holly, summer is in full swing, and those Japanese beetles are flying around and wreaking havoc on our gardens.
If you're looking to successfully control beetles without damaging the environment, look no further than Beetle Gone from Phylum Bioproducts. Derived from a naturally occurring soil bacteria, Beetle Gone is the only organic solution that successfully controls beetle invaders. Just mix the powder with water and spray on your plants. Once ingested, the targeted pests will stop feeding and die. And since it's an organic BT product, it's a great choice to use on your fruits and veggies in addition to your ornamental flowers and trees.
Not only does Beetle Gone work, But what I like most about the product, that it is safe to be around use of bees, butterflies, and ladybugs. It has no water issue toxicity. That's BeetleGone.com from Phylum Bioproducts. BeetleGone.com or PhylumBioproducts.com.